Hannah, when are you going to be quitting that job of yours? What's that? Hello, Sandy. Why are you asking me when I'll quit my job? I'm sure you're just working that job so that you have enough money to spend all you want on fancy things, right? Not really. I'm just working because I want to save money for the future, and I also happen to really like the kind of work I do. But it's not okay for a woman like you to be working, so quit that job at once. It's not okay for a woman like me? Right now is the best time for my husband and I to both be working at the same time. I'm not saying that I don't want to become a housewife at some point, but Robin and I both talked about this before we got married, and we decided it would be best that we both work full-time jobs so that we have enough money for the future. That's why at this point in time, it's not an option for me to be quitting my job. Hannah, listen to me. The way you're speaking to me right there is really showing me how self-centered you really are deep down. Self-centered? Do you have a problem with the money your husband is making, and that's why you're choosing to work still? I never said I had any issues with his income. Well, then please quit that job. Quit that job right now and become his housewife. I cannot do that right now. If you go against my word here, you are making yourself look worse and worse. So you're telling me the only way to look good as Robin's wife is to become a housewife? That's right. Now stop asking me questions to the obvious. By the way, have you talked with Robin himself about how you view me working this job? I don't have to go and talk with him about it because he already knows. That young man came from a house where his mother was a housewife and took care of the home, so he knows exactly what I want out of his wife, and he expects you to become that way. Right now, he should be thinking about all the things he could be having you do for him as his housewife. I'm sure of that. You think so? Well, no matter what else you have to say to me, I'm going to have a word with Robin before making any decisions. Please allow me some time to talk with him.
Hannah? I just finished up work and I'm on the bus home.
I hope you had a good day today, Robin.
Hey, listen, did you really have a conversation with my mom today about quitting your job?
What?
When I had a look at my phone after work, I saw that my mom had texted me saying that she spoke to you about it.
Wait. We did talk about it, but it was a one-sided conversation with her just telling me over and over to quit my job. I was trying to get her to understand that you and I both agreed to work, but she just wouldn't have it. So in the end, I said to her that I'd have to speak with you before making any final decisions.
What the heck? So that's what happened there. She was making it seem as though you were going to quit your job and there was no changing your mind about it. And that led me to wondering about what had happened that made you change your mind about everything so suddenly.
Sorry if this got you all worked up in any way. I had started to talk with your mom while I was on break at work, but I couldn't speak with her for very long because it was towards the end of my break. So I was going to have a word with you at home first and then get back in touch again with her to talk.
But why did my mom end up sending me this text making it sound as though you're going to quit?
Because your mom seems to think that you want the same thing as her, that being me quitting my job and becoming your housewife.
What?
When she said that to me, I told her that I'd have to talk with you first before deciding what to do next. She must be expecting you to think the same thing as her and say no to me working a job any longer, and that's why she made it seem as though I already was going to quit. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. But I can't believe this. Can you show me those texts from her later on? If it seems things aren't going to get any better, I'm going to have to get my dad involved and have him take care of my mom.
Do you feel as though your mom is more serious about this than I thought?
That depends on what she's said to you. If I have the chance, I want my dad to take a look at those texts from her as well.
Your dad as well?
Recently, my dad has seemed pretty worried about something. I still haven't really talked with him about anything, but the last time I was over at my parents' house, he had this expression on his face like he had something he wanted to tell me.
I see. I'll have all these messages from her printed out so that you can take them over to your dad.
Thank you, Hannah. That would help me out a lot. Hannah? I had a talk with my dad.
Hey, Robin. How did that talk go?
This is what my dad had to say about the whole you and I both working jobs while being husband and wife thing. He says that the only reason why my mom would be so against it is because when she married my dad, she was very young and never had a chance to start working. She kind of forced his hand in letting her become a housewife, but that was only possible because he received a promotion around that time and made decent money. Had my dad been closer to my mom's age when getting married, she most definitely would have been working a job as well.
Now that you mention it, your mom never really worked anywhere before she became a housewife, right?
That's what it sounds like. I've even heard that she never worked a part-time job before.
I see. I have something to say, by the way. I'm not saying I want to quit my job or anything, but I've thought of something.
And that is?
It's about how I work from here on out.
You're bringing back up what you and I talked about a while back.
So you remember that then?
Well, of course I do. I think what you have in mind is totally fine. Things have only become more stable since then, and since that's something you've always had on your mind, I think this is the perfect time for it.
Thank you, Robin.
Anyway, my dad thinks Mom is very serious about having you quit your job and become a housewife. When I get home later, we can talk more about that in detail. I'll make sure to be home when you get home from work.
All right, sounds good. Hannah, have you still not quit your job yet? What? This is about what we had talked about 2 weeks ago. Didn't you say you were going to talk with Robin about it? He thinks the exact same thing as I do on this subject, and that means he should have told you that if you don't quit your job soon, he's going to divorce you. You really think so? Well, I wouldn't want to be divorced, so I'm going to go ahead and quit my company job. Good. Oh, thank you for going ahead and doing that. And from now on, don't you ever go against my word again. But consider this the end of your monthly allowance from us. What? What are you talking about? What allowance?
Mom, allow me to explain this monthly allowance that had just been brought up to you.
Robin, tell me right now what Hannah was talking about.
A little while ago, I was talking with Dad when he told me that things were not going too well at your guys' house, and he asked for our help. So, myself and Hannah decided that starting this month, we'd be sending him $700 a month in order to help out with your guys' financial situation there.
I never heard about any of that.
Dad told me he talked with you about it, but you kept dozing off and acting like he wasn't being serious.
But why? Why would he need...
Because you and all your terrible spending habits have been destroying all the money Dad has worked tirelessly to save up.
What?
Dad had said that his package from the company he'd been with was pretty large, and that he also would be getting retirement funds every year thereafter. And yes, I understand that he was making a decent living in that company, and at the time he was working, he could afford to deal with your spending. But now that he's retired, there isn't that constant flow of money anymore, and all he has are his savings and his retirement. Yet you never listened to him when he spoke to you about cutting back on spending all his money, and now things have gotten worse. Dad had come to us with great shame because he felt embarrassed to be asking his son and his son's wife for financial help.
But he should still have a lot of other money in his retirement funds.
And that was all money he wanted to keep around until you guys both became really old and needed the money for medical bills and such. But ever since he retired from his job, he's watched as that money slowly started to drain away at your hands.
What?
Dad had showed me all of his accounts and the transaction history for all of them. And from what I could tell, the credit card transactions were quite frequent and taking more out of his accounts than he had. When you think about the kind of money one would want as they're in the later stages of their life, what remains in there is too small of an amount.
Oh, there's no way.
To be honest, I think Dad has been too kind to you. If he'd really wanted to stop you from spending all that money, he could have shut off all your credit cards or asked the bank to change his PIN number. There were plenty of things he could have done to stop you, but he didn't do anything and had to come out to his son and son's wife to ask for help. That's why I went ahead and told him. I went ahead and told him that he needed to get a grip on his wife because there should be no reason you're telling my wife not to work a job when it's her job that's giving you guys money. With just my income alone, Hannah and I would be living on the edge, just barely having enough to play with. But if I had to start sending you guys $700 as well, I wouldn't be able to support myself and Hannah anymore. And I'm not kidding when I say that either, because we wouldn't only not be able to save any money on my income then, but we literally would not be able to buy food or pay all the house's bills. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mom? Because I had to go and tell Dad that already.
What?
When I said that to him, he was shocked. He had no idea that you were trying to get Hannah to quit her job that badly. Then I went and showed him all the messages you were sending to Hannah a while back.
What? You went and showed him all those messages?
Yes, and even the messages you were sending her just a second ago.
Wait, does that mean he's with you right now?
Yup. And now that he's seen so much of what you've done, he's finally come around to understanding just how badly he's spoiled you. And that's why he's telling me right now that we don't have to send an allowance after all.
What?
Therefore, if you don't stop those bad spending habits of yours, there will be hell to pay. And Dad most definitely will not be helping you there.
Hell to pay?
You should understand more than anyone what I mean by that. All I have left to say is that you'd better start thinking about a way to stop those bad habits of yours, or else...
My bad habits?
That's right. I don't want you whining to Hannah or myself later about her not leaving her job like you'd been asking. So I'll let you know this now. Hannah really has gone and quit her company job.
What?
But that doesn't mean she'll be coming home to be my housewife. Hannah had been trying to run her own side hustle for a while now, but wasn't making a whole lot of money off it, and so she had to keep with her company job. But since it's been a while now and she's saved up a lot of money from her company job, she can now leave that job and work full-time doing the side hustle.
She had a side hustle? How much is she making now?
Ever since she started to go big with that side hustle, she's been making more than me.
What was that? She's making more than her own husband.
Are you aware now why her and I decided that we'd both continue to work even after getting married?
Are you really okay with her making more than you? Do you know what others will start to say about you when they hear that you have to have your wife working as well and making more than you to live?
I'm not sure where you've been getting your news from, Mom, but in this day and age, it's normal for married couples to both be working. I think you should be ridiculed more than anything else for saying something like that.
But...
Dad is getting ready to head back home now. You'd better be all ears for what he has to say.
Robin! Your father's gone and divorced me!
Right. I heard about that already. He yelled at you saying he'd had enough, right? And I thought you had finally learned your lesson a couple of days ago. You bought 3 neckties online, each costing $1,000?
Yeah, that's right. I was told to fix my bad spending habits, right? So I thought about them for a bit, and that's when I thought to myself, what you all meant is for me to spend a little bit more on your father from now on. So I was thinking something useful, like a necktie.
Something useful like a necktie? Aren't you aware that Dad is retired now and won't really be using things like neckties anymore? Jesus Christ, Mom. That wasn't even what Dad and I meant when we told you to rethink your spending habits.
What? That wasn't what you both meant?
I have no idea what to do with you anymore.
Then what did you both mean?
Dad wanted you to think of all that by yourself with the hopes you'd figure it out. So I'm not going to give you the answer.
Robin!
The divorce has already happened, right? Well then, this is the perfect time for us to cut ties as well.
Why would you want that?
Because I want to protect my wife.
Why do you think I'd be of any danger to her?
There have already been plenty of reasons as to why, so stop asking.
What are you talking about, Robin?
Just think about it. Anyway, goodbye forever.
Robin! My father-in-law took all the credit cards he had given Sandy away from her and was going to watch and see if that helped with her poor spending habits. However, just 2 days after doing so, 3 neckties arrived in the mail that she had ordered online with his saved credit card information. She had all of those credit cards saved to her phone and on all of those online stores and could access them at any time. Realizing that there was really no helping the woman, he went and had her sign the divorce papers before taking them to the courthouse all in the same day. He made sure to contact a moving company to get all of his things from the house and is now living with Robin and I at our place. He told us that he'd have the house sold soon and would use that money, along with whatever he had left in his savings, to move someplace else. But neither Robin or I want him living on his own, so we've told him to sell the house and use the money on things he wants while staying with us. And by the way, when I say that he came to live in our house, he did so without ever telling Sandy anything about what he was doing or where he was going. And so when Sandy tried to go and find him, she was not able to find her answer of where he had moved to. We all still feared that at some point she'd learn his whereabouts, and so we called Sandy's little brother, told him about what all had happened, and the next day he was at her house taking her away to go work for his company. Right now we've been told that she's working a 9 to 5 at her little brother's call center and living at home with him and his wife while crying and whining all the time. She is planning on moving out of there soon, and when that happens, I think even her brother will cut ties to her, putting an end to her reign of terror within our families. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Andrea, hello. Oh, hello, Vivi. It's rare for me to ever get any kind of text from you these days. Well, I just have something I'd like to ask you is all. Something you'd like to ask me? It's pretty rare of you to ask me of anything as well, Vivi. So, what could it be? As it turns out, Michael will be having to go to work closer to the town you're living in after he took a job transfer for his company. What? Is that right? So, since he'll have to be working so close to you and your husband now, we're going to move in with the both of you. Please and thank you. Huh? You're both moving in with us? What? Wait. This is only the first time that I'm hearing about this. When exactly are you both planning on moving out to our house? Please tell me this won't be for at least another month. What? We're coming over there today. Today? The moving truck won't be getting there until tomorrow, but both Michael and I will be there in another 2 hours. Oh, and I'll be bringing along 4 of your grandchildren as well. Wait a second, please. You can't be serious about all of that, right? And you already expect to be arriving at my house in another 2 hours to begin living here? I have had no time at all to get things ready for you two, so please give me more time. But we got permission from your husband to move in today. What? My husband said that this was all okay? Just 2 days ago, we called him asking if it'd be all right for both of us to move in with you guys. And his answer was, yeah, all right. That was his approval. 2 days ago? Even 2 days ago is way too soon for you guys to be telling us that you're moving in today. Well, whether you think this is too quick of us or not, we've already started paying for our room there. You left Michael's room intact, right? Yeah. Well, it still has all his old things in it. Well then, for tonight we're both going to be staying in that old room of his. And if you started to work on getting a room ready for the kids, then I think it should be all right for them by the time we get there. So this means there will be 6 more people moving into our house now? There was no warning at all about this, and yet you're already on your way here? Your guys' house has 2 stories and 5 bedrooms in it, plus the detached garage with the attic, which can count as a 6th room. I don't think there will be any problems at all with that kind of space for us. Come on now, Vivi. Would you let me have a word with my son first about this? I can give him a call right now to see what's going on here. He's driving us to your place right now, so he can't pick up his phone. Then would you please let me call you and put me on speaker so that he can hear me? Nope. Now, in the next 2 hours, we'll be at your place and under your care then. Thank you, Andrea. Excuse me, Vivi, what are all these cats doing here? There are 4 or 5 of them now? I can't tell because they all keep running around the place. What were you thinking opening up that cage the moment you opened the door to my house? What? I thought I already told you about them just a second ago. We brought along our 4 children and my 5 cats. So please take good care of all of us. I heard about you bringing the kids and everything, but you never said anything to me about 5 cats. But Andrea, you guys already have a cat living here, right? It's that munchkin cat named May, right? I'm sure your cat will be happy to have all these new friends in the house. My cat has never ever lived in the same place as other cats, so I don't think she'll like all your cats here one bit. Having 5 new cats running all over her house now is going to put her into a panic, which is not good for a cat. Now that I think about it, where is May at? My kids all want to go and find her so they can pet her. She's in my room right now hiding so that she doesn't have to see any of you guys. Hiding in your room? The last time you guys all came over to my house, your kids and you all started to chase after May while she was freaking out. She almost had a heart attack. We were all just wanting to play with her then. You have 5 cats of your own, and you couldn't tell that May wanted nothing to do with any of you and was trying to hide? Andrea, you are exaggerating now. Well, I guess this just means that you know a lot more about cats than I do, which means all 5 of my babies will be in very good hands with you taking care of them. So, Andrea, since Michael, myself, and our 4 kids all came over here to give you the luxury of living with us, you'll have to watch over my 5 cats and take care of all our chores for us, please. Huh? I can see that you have that cat tower for May in the living room, but that's not going to be enough for 5 more cats, so there'll need to be another one at least, right? You hold it right there, Vivi. I'll leave picking out a second cat tower to you, so please get everything in order for my cats. I haven't even had a chance to fully voice my opinion. But I told you before that your husband said it was fine for all of us to be here, right? He even told me that you'd be willing to take all my cats as well and care for them, so it was all right to bring them. Huh? Actually, where is your husband right now, Andrea? He's on a business trip. Oh, he is? Jesus Christ, that man has really gone and done it now. Andrea, could you please get my cats some food to eat and hurry up with all of our breakfasts? Michael and all the kids will be leaving soon, so you need to get to work on breakfast now or they won't be able to eat anything. Excuse me? I already told you all that you can have whatever food you'd like that we have and that you can use anything in the kitchen that you need. So please make yourselves some breakfast to eat. I've already taken care of feeding May and myself this morning, so everything is up to you now. Huh? You are a mother, and that's how you're going to act now? We already made a promise, even stating that you would be taking care of my cats and all the chores in this house, right? We only just started living together with you here, so would you please get your act together? Wait, is this you trying to mess with me or something now? I never once said that I was all right with this decision. But the owner of this house and its breadwinner said that it was fine for all of us to move in here with you guys. Hey, I think that you are gravely mistaken about something here, Vivi. This house happens to belong to me. What? I understand that my husband has the problem of thinking he's the one running the show over there with his pretty meaningless job and everything, but I am the one making 5 times the amount he is per year and the one with my name on this house. What? But Andrea, you're nothing more than a part-timer. No, I am not. Right now I'm working as the executive director for a decently sized cosmetics company. An executive director? I am in my room right now with May trying to get her to relax and not be as worried by all that noise downstairs. And I made sure to bring my laptop up here in order to get some work done from home today. However, I have no clue what my husband or Michael has been telling you. But it does not change the fact that the owner and breadwinner of this house is not okay with you all being here. That is my answer to your question of if it was all right for you guys to move in with us. What the heck? Andrea, we've decided that we won't be leaving this house after all. What? You heard about how your husband came home from his business trip today, right? And since you're not coming out of the garage attic at all to come and see us, we talked with your husband and he decided that we will all be living in the house together while you stay out there. And then, after talking with him a little bit more just now, we decided it would be best if he became the owner of this house now. Excuse me? He was telling all of us to tell you that if you don't give him the house, he's going to divorce you. We all don't care that this house is all yours and that you're making the money. There are a bunch more of us than there is you, which means you've already lost to the whole family. Understood? So that's how you all want to play this game? Well, if that's the way things are going to be, then so be it. I'm going back to my family house. What? Your family house? I'm sure you've all been told at least once by me that my parents' house is in the next town over. Right now, my 89-year-old father is living together with my younger brother and his wife. And my father happens to still be doing so well that he works twice a week at his age. I plan to go back there now with my little baby, where I know my brother and his wife will be happy to care for her instead of traumatize her. And until you all are out of my house, I think that my family will be happy to let me stay there and take care of me. Wait, you can go ahead and leave this place all you want, but that's not going to make any one of us want to leave here, right? And actually, if you go ahead and do something like that, your husband is going to divorce you. And about that divorce, I have the paperwork for it right here with me. Huh? And I'm sure you didn't know this, but Michael should be aware. 2 years ago, when you first started to come over to my house with Michael, I could tell that there was something severely wrong with your head, and the way you would treat Michael and I worried me a lot. But Michael is too weak of a man to do anything about your attitude, and my husband is too much of an idiot to realize what you do to this family. So I told Michael what I'd be doing in order to open his eyes a little. Wait, what? I'll tell you more of the details later. Goodbye now. Andrea, what the heck? What's happening? Why is this happening? I'm assuming that the documents relating to what will all happen next have arrived there? That's right. Just a couple of days ago, Michael left me at this house after he gave me his divorce papers, and I was wondering what the hell had happened to him. But now I know he found out about what I'd been doing. By the way, it was all too easy to see what you were doing behind his back. Every single time my husband would be around you, he would always want to talk with you and at times even flirt with you. And you would reciprocate to his advances, always flirting back with him, but with even more vigor than he was. I started to notice things had been going on around 5 months ago, but when I looked into you both, this whole relationship has been going on for 2 years now. And after you had come into my home and started to live with us, you would always wait for my husband to be home and use the time before my son got home to take your relationship to the next level. You know about all of that as well? I really wondered what it was about that 60-year-old man who was already married to me that got you going. But now I'm well aware of what you've been after with him. You've been wanting my large 5-bedroom house with the open yard and large garage, correct? What? You'd been thinking from the start that this house was all his. And in your attempt to get me to leave that house, you moved in with not only my son and your kids, but those 5 cats after only having just warned me you'd be coming. And then you released your cats all over my house, asked me to take care of them and all the chores for you, and even started to tell me to give my house to my husband once you found out I'm the owner. Well, if you thought that was going to be enough to get me to give up the house and leave you all alone, you must have forgotten that I am also the breadwinner, and that I have control of the whole situation still. So, you knew about my plan all along, then? Now, since you've informed me that the document filled with all the papers that had been sent to you made it, let's talk about them. What? Vivi, I'm going to get a settlement from both you and my husband for having had that long affair. Wait a second, I'm going to break up with your husband now, and you can also see Michael, right? If he really is going to divorce me, I'm going to have to pay him for all 4 of those kids in child support. Well, those 4 are going with you, right? Michael said he no longer wants to have custody of them now, and considering what you've done to him, he doesn't need to take care of them anymore. In other words, that means you'll be keeping your kids, and he will not be paying child support to you. No way! Now, if you have anything else you'd like to say to me, you may talk with my lawyer about it, and he will tell me. And as for Michael, he's with his lawyer now, talking about how much he'll be able to get from you and his father in this divorce. What? No, Andrea, I've already lost all ties to my family. I'm just a housewife right now, so there's no money in my accounts that anyone can have. That's totally right. Well, luckily, Michael will be taking all 5 of your cats in the divorce, so you won't have to worry about feeding any of them. I wasn't worried about the dang cats. Help me, please, Andrea. Nope. Bye-bye now. Andrea! Had Michael's wife kept her mouth shut and never did anything with my husband in order to get the house from me, she probably could have once we'd passed away and given it to them. But because she didn't have the patience to sit around and wait her turn, things ended up going against her plans. After both my husband and I, and Michael and Vivi, had our divorces, Vivi and my ex ended up getting married because she still believed that he had money and would be able to pay off all their settlements. However, him having enough money to pay off that much was not true. And things only took a turn for the worse when Vivi was told by the city that she could not get married to her ex-father-in-law at that time. So in the end, those two decided to break things off and split up. My ex-husband ended up getting a demotion and a pay decrease after his manager and the company found out about what had happened with Vivi and I. And as for Vivi, she had to pay off both settlements by herself, and that put her into some major debt with the banks. There was also worry from the court about her 4 children, and it was decided that all 4 of them would need to be placed in a foster home. And the only way she could get them back is by proving she could make enough money to support them all. And so as of right now, she's working 3 different jobs all at the same time, looking as though she hasn't slept in months, trying to do everything she can to pay off that debt and get all 4 of her kids back. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.